Welcome back. At least 17 people have been killed in Parkland, Florida, after a 19-year-old man opened fire at a high school campus. According to media reports, teachers are warned in advance about the teenager. Nicholas Cruz had been charged with 17 counts of premeditated murder following the deadliest shooting at a U.S. school since 2012. Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel says the suspect's digital profile contained what he called very disturbing content. Let's move on to sports now. Here's Charles Eruka.
Welcome to Sports News. The 19th National Sports Festival has been officially withdrawn from Cross River State after suffering several postponements. Now, the decision was taken at the National Council on Sports meeting earlier today in Kaduna. State sports commissioners, directors, chairmen of sports councils and sports policy facilitators voted to take the hosting rights away, resolving that the continued delay is detrimental to sports development in the country. Abuja will now host the 2018 edition in November. In football, Nigeria has dropped one spot to 52nd in the latest FIFA rankings with 606 points. The Super Eagles also slipped from 6th to 7th in Africa behind Tunisia, Senegal, Congo DR, Morocco, Egypt and Cameroon. Ghana, Burkina Faso and Algeria round off Africa's top 10. The next FIFA World Ranking will be released on March the 15th. In tennis, Andrei Rublev is through to the quarterfinals of the World Tennis Tournament in Rotterdam after beating Damir Dzumhur in straight sets. The world number 34 needed an hour and 47 minutes to grind down his more experienced opponent 6-4, 7-6 and will next face Grigor Dimitrov for a place in the last four.
Two sets to love, 6-4, 7-6.
Well, world number 5 Grigor Dimitrov is indeed Rublev's opponent in the next round. Dimitrov overcame Serbian Filip Krajinovic 7-6, 7-5 in a tightly contested clash and will next face Rublev. At the Winter Olympics, Canada's Ted-Jan Blerman has won gold in the 10,000 meters speed skating in an Olympic record time of 12 minutes and 39.77 seconds. Blerman produced an inspired delay of impeccable technique, shaving 2.46 seconds off the Olympic record he set in Sochi. Jorrit Bergsma of the Netherlands settled for silver, while Italian Nicola Tumolero took bronze. And that's the finish line on Sports News. Thanks so much for staying with us. Ijoma will be back with the rest of the news at 10 in a moment.
Thanks a lot, Charles. Now, it's a sober atmosphere in Misau local government area of Bauchi State, where all public schools have been shut to observe 3 days of mourning. 21 students, 2 teachers and the driver of Government Day Secondary School, Misau, died in an accident on their way to Kano. The only student who survived the accident has also died. The Bauchi State Ministry of Education has issued a circular to that effect and directed schools to resume on Monday.
This picture, taken in January, shows some of the students of Government Day Secondary School, Misau, during an excursion trip to a radio station in Bauchi town. On Tuesday, February the 13th, 21 students between the ages of 15 and 18, comprising 11 males and 10 females from the same school, set out on a similar trip, this time to a museum in faraway Kano State, but never made it. They all died in an accident when their bus collided with a truck. Only one teacher is now left lying in a critical condition at the medical center in Azari. The people of Misau are left with no option but to bear the difficulty of bearing their young ones. The school has since been deserted, even before the Ministry of Education announced a 3-day mourning period. Bauchi State Governor, his deputy, and other top government officials arrived in Misau town to commiserate with their families and the people.
It became imperative of me to come to Misau and commiserate with the parents, the good people, and particularly the Emir of Misau over the death of these young people and their teachers, and to pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant repose to their souls and make Al-Jannah Firdausi their final abode.
They met with the families of the deceased at the Emir's palace.
My daughter informed me that the school authority asked them to go for an excursion in Kano, so I was aware of the trip. God had already destined this to happen. We can only pray for their souls to rest in peace.
It happened that on their way to Kano, before they reach Gaya, they got an accident. This is the experience that I have never ever experienced, but that time. So may Allah rest their soul in peace.
No nation loves to bury her young ones, especially those who vigorously pursue knowledge. But here in Misau, the memory of these students will linger for a long time, especially in the education sector.
May their souls rest in peace. And the main news again. South Africa's parliament today elected erstwhile Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa as the country's new leader, succeeding Jacob Zuma. Also today, Vice President Osinbajo advocated stronger institutions to aid the war against corruption and insecurity. That's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks so much for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Hunyato. Good night.